Prior to the formation of the NHL in 1917, goalies had to remain on their feet. It was against the rules for a goaltender to drop to the ice on purpose. In 1914, Clint Benedict became the starting goaltender for the original Ottawa Senators, who played in the National Hockey Association. Benedict became a master of deception, pretending to lose his balance, not only getting away with falling to the ice, but also smothering the puck in the process. Other goalies began to copy him, and when the NHA folded and re-emerged as the NHL in 1917, they became the first hockey league to allow goalies to drop to the ice, mostly due to the influence of Clint Benedict, whose Ottawa Senators were now playing in the NHL. But even though falling to the ice was now allowed, a stand-up style was entrenched in goaltending culture for many decades to come. Goalies were told to stand with their pads together, stay on their feet for as long as possible, and go down on one knee when needing to reach to make skate saves or kick saves on shots to the bottom corners of the net. Humboldt, Saskatchewan native Glenn Hall became the Detroit Red Wings starting goalie during the 1955-56 season. He played in every game that season, including playoffs, in which the Wings lost to Montreal in the finals. He recorded 12 shutouts over the course of the season and won Rookie of the Year. Hall stood with his pads in an inverted V, making it easier to stop low shots to the corners. But he found his stick alone wasn't enough to block shots to the 5-hole. So he dropped his pads in behind his stick, and in doing so, he invented what is now called the butterfly. Hall was traded to the Chicago Blackhawks in 1957, where he played until he was signed by the St. Louis Blues during the 1967 expansion draft. He played for the Blues for 4 years, then retired. He became known as one of the greatest goaltenders of all time. But despite that fact, the stand-up style was still what was being taught and encouraged throughout his career. Even though some goalies such as Tony Esposito used the butterfly throughout the 1970s and early 80s, the stand-up style was still strongly encouraged. But in the late 1980s and early 90s, when Patrick Waugh had success with an all-encompassing butterfly style, and it was no longer just another save in the toolbox as it was for some of the early pioneers, it quickly led to the extinction of stand-up goaltending.